I could feel each individual player's emotion so strongly. I cried for each individual player in that first 20 minutes after victory. I went and bowed before God saying, just thank you. As a cricketer who's played for India, who's represented the country, thank you. Thank you for this victory because this was so long in coming.
It is indeed a great time for an Indian sports fan, specifically if you love cricket. With the emotions of 1.4 billion Indians on the line, the Indian cricket team won the T20 World Cup. What passion, what drama. Sports is the apex of human drama, a framework to tell great stories of winners and losers, triumphs and tragedies, championing underdogs or conquering Goliaths. It has the power to unite people across class, regions and countries. When athletes compete on the field, it is no short of a festival of spectacles for us who watch along with our families and friends. The appeal of sports is only magnified through cinema of the sports drama. We have all been fired up and shed a tear or two when Rocky Balboa, the broken down boxer, gets one last shot to prove himself against the world heavyweight champion. And who can forget Raging Bull, which in the words of Rolling Stone is a brutal, unromantic portrait of the sport, where the film's real-life protagonist gives us a visceral experience. As far as sports movies go, India doesn't quite match the rest of the world. But that is not to say that we don't have our own gems of sports cinema, brilliant films in their own right. There are films which use sports as a background to draw inspiration, take a fight or protest, subvert cliches and deliver them with emotions like experiencing for the first time. Let us take you through our curated list of films that we consider the best sports films of India. At number 5, let us take you to the boxing rings of Uttar Pradesh, where one determined Mike Tyson of UP fights with not only his opponents but the entire oppressive socio-political system and comes out winning in love and life. We are talking about Mukas, directed by Anurag Kashyap and co-written by Vineet Singh, who is also the protagonist of the film. Mukas literally packs a punch from the boxing rings to the streets of UP, to relationship dynamics, to the social hierarchies, caste privileges, and the murky world of sports politics as you would expect in a hard-hitting Kashyap film. It's a film that brilliantly portrays the time and space of contemporary India, with spectacular characters be Jimmy Shergill's Bhagwan Das Mishra, Zoya Hussain Sunaina, or Ravi Kishan's Sanjay Kumar. Add to that the soulful and wonderful local feel of the music composed by Rachita Arora, Prashant Pillai, and Nuclear. The film pumps you up in your seat as you yearn for your abused hero to draw revenge, and then that climax leaves you shocked, bewildered, and eventually with a smile on your face. From the bustling streets of UP, we now travel to the slums of 1984 Calcutta, where one of our gems is waiting patiently to swim across the murky waters of the city and come out clean and pristine on the other side. The film we are talking about at number 4 is Koni, which is also the name of our little protagonist who, under the guidance of an ever so passionate coach, overcomes all adversities to emerge as a swimming champion. Directed by Saurabh Dey, with veteran actor Soumitra Chatterjee as Coach Khita in his most notable performance outside the race table, and young Sriparna Banerjee as the protagonist Koni, this little-known Bengali film won the Best National Award in the year 1984. Koni, based on the novel by the same name written by Moti Nandi, is a classic underdog story of a young girl fighting poverty, social stigma, and institutionalized politics to come out on top, with no parallels till date in the Bengali film industry. The famous catchphrase "Fight Koni Fight" still reverberates in the drawing rooms of the Bengali Bhadralok, a community which perhaps has given up the fight for good cinema. From the eastern coast of India, let's now move to the southern, to the city of Madras, in the heart of which our next movie shines bright. Sarpatta Parambarai, directed by Pa Ranjit and starring Arya, takes us to the 1970s northern Chennai, where there is a bustle in the air for a local identity political movement to emerge. Amidst it, there is a boxer who is a blue-collar worker wearing blue-collar gloves to fight at the boxing ring. One cannot imagine a better symbolism for the fight in the ring representing the fight outside it. It is rare to see a sports movie which almost hits its climax in the middle of the film, only for the story to follow and elevate it even further. Of course, being a Paranjit directorial, the movie gets its caste and class politics right. But what really works is the punchy action in the ring, the earnestness of the actors, the action choreography, and the brilliant musical scores and the pulpy characterizations like that of Dancing Rose that yearns for a spin-off. Sarpatta is a rare achievement in Indian cinema, and it emerges as a winner. So, where next? Well, does any Indian movie list complete if we have not been to Kerala? It doesn't. So let's move to the football fields of God's own country, with a Nigerian waiting with his bicycle kicks. Sudani from Nigeria, directed by Zakaria Mohammed, with Shobin Sahir and Samuel Robinson in the lead role, is as much about the beautiful game of football as it is about what it means to be a sportsperson. A heart-melting tale of camaraderie, kinship across borders, corners, penalties, goals, and free kicks in real life.
Pajide, ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് ഞങ്ങട്ട് മറന്നാളാ. എൻ്റെ ഒരു കാരണോട് പറയണമെന്ന് കൂട്ടിയാൽ മതി.
മുത്തുകാക്ക, നമ്മൾ പന്തൽക്കാരല്ലേ? എത്ര ഗോളിന് തോറ്റിരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിലും ലാസ്റ്റ് മിനിറ്റിൽ നമുക്കൊരു തോന്നലല്ലേ സമനിലെങ്കിലും ആക്കുമെന്ന്. നടക്കൂലെന്ന് ബുദ്ധിയുണ്ട് അറിയുന്ന കാര്യം നടത്തുന്ന മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ തോന്നിപ്പിക്കില്ലേ? ആ തോന്നൽ എപ്പോൾ നിർത്തുന്നോ അന്ന് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ പ്രാന്ത് നിർത്തും.
The story revolves around the exigencies between the foreign footballer and his Keralite manager from the local club team. The bond develops across their local community, making a film that teaches humanity above everything, like sports stars. One man chooses football as an outbreak from the pain and complexities of family life, while the other chooses it as a means of sustenance to hold back to his family better. And by the end of the film, when Sobin Shahid and Samuel Robinson exchange their jerseys as a gesture of friendship among sportsmen that the entire film builds on, you cannot hold back your tears as the best games promise. Before we jump onto the number one movie in the list, let's go for a trip of nostalgia, like sports often takes us to. Two films that might be cliché, kind of dated if you watch today, and yet brings out a lot of smile, fun and passion as sports and life promises. First we talk about 1971 Uttam Kumar classic Dhoni Mein by Aurobindo Mukherjee, an excellent comedy that thrives on the rivalry in football, a signature of the Bengali community. Dhoni Mein offers some set pieces for lifetime, cameos that will tickle your bellies even after the nth watch, and performances that remind us what the golden era of Bengali cinema was like. The other special mention is a glance at the gone by years of Hindi cinema, when things were less diplomatic and politically correct. A tale of innocent friendships, infatuations, sports, and most importantly, love. We are talking about Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar, a coming-of-age sports drama directed by Mansoor Khan, starring a young and vibrant Amir Khan in the lead role. On the foothills of Dehradun, school kids compete in a bicycle race in simpler times of strolling in the woods, smelling the air which fragnates with sweet smell of love and nostalgia. The moments of your Pehla Nasha with wholesome entertainment culminating in a classic sports underdog climax. Those were the best of the days. The non-conformist take echoed throughout the movie, symbolized by the lyrics "Jo sab karte hain yaro, wo kyun hum tum kare," is a take that would have ushered millions of likes from today's millennials. Dear gentle viewer, we have now reached the climax of our little listicle, traveling across the length and breadth of the country, excavating beautiful gems of sports cinema which define and portray the relationship between Indianness and sports. This journey culminates in the unearthing of the crown jewel, the movie which redefined sports cinema for us, a tale from a time when India was the crown jewel of the British Empire, where a bunch of nobodies from the village region of Champaner challenged the mighty British in a sports which the villagers never even heard of. A battle for survival, a battle for pride, a battle which led to a representation of mainstream Hindi film at the Oscars. Lagan. Starring now a mature, still effervescent Amir Khan, directed by Ashutosh Gowarikar, is a classic David vs. Goliath sports movie with a group of spirited villagers with practically no resources taking on a formidable opponent who have everything at their disposal. Add to that a fervent nationalism fueled by years of racial abuse, mistreatment, and oppression. Add to that a music director like A.R. Rahman in full flow. Add to that a lead actor in top form leading an amazing ensemble, narration by Amitabh Bachchan, and finally add to that the earnest storytelling craft by Ashutosh Gowarikar. And you have a sports film for the ages. Bar Bar Haan still gives us goosebumps, as does the moment when Bhuvan accepts the challenge of Captain Russell. And there's so many more. Yes, there's a cliche no ball at the end. a last ball six, a predictable ending, and a few others. But so what? None of that overrides the big heart that this film carries, the entertainment the film offers, transforming cinema halls into stadiums, and so many other CinemaScope extravaganza that the medium aims at. Watch our conversation with fellow cine writer Zico Ghosh to deep dive into the beauties of Lagan. Here, I bid you goodbye, dear viewer. I hope you had a great time going through this list with me. I thoroughly enjoyed narrating it. Until next time, thank you for watching.